Today, South Korea faces a shrinking population and a workforce crisis, while North Korea's numbers keep rising, despite widespread food shortages and economic isolation. These opposing trends aren't just shaping their futures, they could determine the fate of the entire Korean peninsula. In this video, we'll uncover the surprising ways population shifts are driving both countries toward an uncertain future. What do you think? Is population growth more of a strength or a weakness for a nation in today's world? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Welcome to Travel Theory. Here, we dive deep into the histories, cultures, and conflicts that define our world today. In this episode, we're exploring how shifting population trends in North and South Korea could reshape the future of the Korean peninsula. Let's dive in then, shall we? In exploring the differences between North Korea and South Korea, we uncover a fascinating and complex narrative that shapes the lives of millions. These two nations, once unified, have diverged dramatically since the Korean War, resulting in stark contrasts in their political systems, economies, and cultures. North Korea, under a totalitarian regime, is characterized by strict government control, limited personal freedoms, and a focus on military strength, often leading to widespread poverty and isolation from the global community. In contrast, South Korea has embraced democracy and capitalism, emerging as a vibrant economy known for its technological advancements and cultural exports, such as K-pop and cinema. This engaging exploration not only highlights the differences in governance and lifestyle, but also emphasizes the historical events that have led to such divergent paths. Understanding these distinctions is crucial, as they provide insight into the social dynamics and challenges faced by both nations today. The historical context, including the impact of colonialism and the Cold War, plays a significant role in shaping the identities and policies of North and South Korea. By delving into these contrasts, we can better appreciate the complexities of the Korean peninsula and the ongoing tensions that persist. This video aims to inform and engage viewers, encouraging a deeper understanding of how history, culture, and politics intertwine to create the unique realities of North and South Korea. Join us as we navigate this intricate landscape, shedding light on the factors that continue to influence the lives of people on both sides of the border. When examining the military capabilities of South Korea and North Korea, a stark contrast emerges, particularly in terms of size, training, and technological advancements. South Korea boasts a well-trained and modern military force, with approximately 550,000 active personnel and a robust reserve force. The South Korean Army benefits from advanced technology and equipment, much of which is supplied or supported by the United States, a key ally in the region. The U.S. military presence in South Korea, including around 28,500 troops, plays a crucial role in bolstering South Korea's defense strategy and enhancing its military readiness against potential threats from the north. In contrast, North Korea maintains a larger standing army, estimated at around 1.2 million active personnel, but much of its military strength is focused on its nuclear capabilities. North Korea's nuclear arsenal, which is shrouded in secrecy, poses a significant threat not only to South Korea, but also to regional stability and global security. The implications of mandatory military service are profound in both countries. In South Korea, all able-bodied men are required to serve for about 2 years, fostering a sense of national duty and preparedness. Conversely, in North Korea, military service is also mandatory, but it is often characterized by harsh conditions and indoctrination. This difference in military culture and training reflects the broader societal values and priorities of each nation. Understanding these military dynamics is essential for grasping the ongoing tensions on the Korean peninsula and the strategic calculations that influence regional security. The levels of transparency in South Korea and North Korea present a striking contrast that reflects the fundamental differences in governance and societal values. South Korea is characterized by a relatively open government and a vibrant civil society, where freedom of speech and access to information are upheld as essential democratic principles. Citizens actively engage in political discourse, and the media plays a crucial role in holding the government accountable, fostering an environment where transparency is not only encouraged but expected. This openness allows for a diverse range of opinions and a well-informed public, contributing to the nation's dynamic democracy. In stark contrast, North Korea operates under an extreme veil of secrecy, where the government tightly controls all information and communication. The regime's oppressive policies restrict access to outside media, leading to a populace largely uninformed about global events and even domestic realities. This lack of transparency has profound implications, as it perpetuates a culture of fear and misinformation, making it difficult for citizens to challenge the state's narratives. Despite these challenges, information about North Korea is still gathered through various means, including defector testimonies, satellite imagery, and reports from international organizations. Journalists and researchers often rely on these sources to piece together a clearer picture of life within the isolated nation. Understanding the contrasting levels of transparency in these two Koreas is vital for comprehending the broader social and political dynamics at play, as well as the challenges faced by those seeking to promote human rights and freedom in North Korea. The economic differences between South Korea and North Korea are stark and deeply rooted in their respective political ideologies and governance structures. South Korea has embraced capitalism, which has propelled its economy into one of the largest and most dynamic in the world. This market-oriented approach fosters innovation, entrepreneurship, and competition, leading to significant wealth creation and growth. South Korea's economy is characterized by a diverse industrial base, advanced technology, and a strong export sector, with global brands like Samsung and Hyundai exemplifying its economic prowess. In contrast, North Korea operates under a centralized economy where the government controls all aspects of production and distribution. This system stifles individual initiative and innovation, resulting in chronic inefficiencies and widespread poverty. The lack of market mechanisms has led to food shortages and a reliance on state rations, severely limiting the quality of life for its citizens. Furthermore, North Korea's economy has been significantly impacted by international sanctions imposed in response to its nuclear weapons program. These sanctions have restricted trade and access to essential resources, exacerbating the already dire economic situation. The combination of a centralized economy and external pressures has led to stagnation and a lack of development, leaving the country vulnerable to humanitarian crises. Understanding these economic disparities is crucial, as they not only highlight the contrasting living standards between the two Koreas, but also underscore the broader implications for regional stability and international relations. The economic divide serves as a reminder of how governance and policy choices can shape the destinies of nations and their people. The political systems of South Korea and North Korea represent two fundamentally different approaches to governance, reflecting their distinct historical and ideological backgrounds. South Korea operates as a democratic republic, characterized by a multi-party system and regular electoral processes. Citizens have the right to vote in free and fair elections, allowing them to choose their representatives at various levels of government. This democratic framework promotes political pluralism, civil liberties, and active civic engagement, enabling a vibrant public discourse and accountability among elected officials. The protection of human rights is enshrined in South Korea's constitution, fostering an environment where individuals can express their opinions and participate in the political process without fear of repression. In stark contrast, North Korea is governed by a totalitarian dictatorship, where the ruling Kim family maintains absolute power. The regime suppresses political dissent and restricts fundamental freedoms, leaving citizens with no genuine choice in governance. Elections in North Korea are largely symbolic, with only one candidate per position, effectively eliminating any semblance of democratic participation. This oppressive political environment has dire implications for human rights, as the government employs widespread surveillance, censorship, and brutal punishment for those who oppose its authority. The lack of political freedoms in North Korea results in a culture of fear, where individuals are unable to voice their concerns or advocate for change. Understanding these contrasting political systems is essential for grasping the broader implications for human rights and the quality of life in both countries, highlighting the profound impact that governance has on the lives of their citizens. The distribution of power in South Korea and North Korea reveals significant contrasts that shape the political and economic landscapes of each nation. In South Korea, power is distributed across various sectors, including government, business, and civil society. The democratic framework allows for multiple political parties to compete for influence, and the economy is driven by a mix of large conglomerates, known as chaebols, and small to medium-sized enterprises. This pluralistic environment fosters collaboration and competition, enabling diverse voices to contribute to policymaking and economic growth. Citizens actively participate in the political process, exercising their rights to vote, protest, and engage in civic activities, which enhances accountability and transparency within the government. Conversely, in North Korea, power is heavily concentrated within the Kim family and a small elite circle. The regime's totalitarian structure ensures that all political authority is centralized, with Kim Jong-un at the helm, wielding absolute control over the state and its institutions. This concentration of power stifles any form of dissent or opposition, leading to a political landscape where the elite maintain their grip through fear and repression. The differences in elite control are stark. While South Korea encourages citizen participation and input, North Korea systematically excludes the populace from any meaningful engagement in governance. This lack of participation not only perpetuates the regime's authority, but also results in widespread human rights abuses, as citizens are denied basic freedoms and the opportunity to influence their own lives. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for comprehending the broader implications for governance, social stability, and the well-being of individuals in both countries. The international relations of South Korea and North Korea present a stark contrast that significantly influences their global standing and diplomatic engagement. South Korea has cultivated strong alliances, particularly with the United States, which has been a key partner since the Korean War. This alliance is bolstered by military cooperation, economic partnerships, and shared democratic values, allowing South Korea to maintain a prominent position on the global stage. Additionally, South Korea actively participates in international organizations such as the United Nations and the World Trade Organization, enhancing its diplomatic presence and fostering relationships with various countries. Its robust economy and cultural exports, including K-pop and technology, further strengthen its soft power and global influence. In contrast, North Korea remains largely isolated from the international community, primarily due to its nuclear weapons program and human rights abuses. The regime's confrontational stance has led to limited diplomatic partnerships, with China being its most significant ally, albeit one that often exerts pressure for reform. North Korea's isolation has resulted in economic sanctions imposed by the United Nations and other nations, severely restricting its ability to engage in global trade and diplomacy. This lack of international relations has detrimental effects on North Korea's global standing, leaving it marginalized and dependent on a few allies for support. The implications of these contrasting international relations are profound. While South Korea continues to thrive and expand its influence, North Korea faces increasing challenges that hinder its development and exacerbate its humanitarian crises. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for grasping the broader geopolitical landscape of the Korean Peninsula and its impact on regional stability. The cultural distinctions between South Korea and North Korea are profound, shaped by their differing political systems and historical experiences. South Korea is characterized by an individualistic culture that emphasizes personal freedom, self-expression, and innovation. This cultural orientation has led to a flourishing creative industry, with South Korea becoming a global leader in cultural exports such as K-pop, film, and fashion. The rise of the Korean Wave, or Hallyu, has not only enhanced South Korea's soft power but also fostered a sense of national pride and identity among its citizens. The vibrant arts scene thrives on diversity and competition, allowing artists and creators to explore various themes and styles without significant governmental interference. In stark contrast, North Korea's culture is deeply collectivist, rooted in the ideology of the state, which prioritizes the needs of the group over the individual. The government exerts strict control over all forms of artistic expression, mandating that the arts serve the interests of the regime and promote its propaganda. This state control stifles creativity and limits the scope of artistic endeavors, resulting in works that often lack the depth and diversity found in South Korean culture. The differences in personal freedoms are stark. South Koreans enjoy a wide range of rights, including freedom of speech and assembly, while North Koreans face severe restrictions on their personal liberties and expression. Societal norms in South Korea encourage open dialogue and individual pursuits, whereas North Korea's norms revolve around loyalty to the regime and conformity. Understanding these cultural distinctions is essential for appreciating the broader implications for identity, creativity, and human rights in both countries. The contrast in religious freedoms between South Korea and North Korea is stark and reflective of their differing political ideologies and societal values. South Korea is known for its vibrant religious landscape, where a variety of faiths coexist, including Buddhism, Christianity, and traditional Korean shamanism. The country guarantees freedom of religion in its constitution, allowing individuals to practice their beliefs openly and participate in diverse religious communities. This pluralism fosters a rich cultural tapestry, with numerous religious festivals, gatherings, and institutions contributing to the social fabric of South Korean society. Citizens enjoy the right to worship freely, engage in religious activities, and express their beliefs without fear of persecution. In stark contrast, North Korea is officially atheistic, with the regime promoting a cult of personality around its leaders that effectively replaces traditional religious practices. The government imposes severe restrictions on religious expression, viewing it as a potential threat to its authority. Practicing any religion outside of state-sanctioned activities can lead to harsh penalties, including imprisonment or execution. This oppressive environment creates a culture of fear, where individuals are forced to suppress their beliefs and conform to the state's ideology. The implications of these policies on citizens' lives are profound. North Koreans are deprived of the spiritual and community support that religion can provide, leading to a sense of isolation and despair. In contrast, South Koreans benefit from the social cohesion and personal fulfillment that diverse religious practices offer. Understanding these differences in religious freedoms is crucial for grasping the broader implications for human rights and individual identity in both countries. South Korea actively promotes tourism as a vital component of its economy, leveraging its rich cultural heritage, modern attractions, and natural beauty to attract millions of visitors each year. The government invests in marketing campaigns and infrastructure improvements, showcasing popular destinations such as Seoul, Busan, and Jeju Island. This thriving tourism sector not only generates significant revenue, but also creates jobs and fosters cultural exchange, allowing visitors to experience South Korean traditions, cuisine, and contemporary culture. The influx of tourists contributes to a vibrant economy and enhances South Korea's global image as a dynamic and welcoming destination. Korea's tourism policies are highly restrictive, with the government tightly controlling access to the country. While the regime does allow limited tourism, it is heavily monitored, and visitors can only explore designated areas under the supervision of state-approved guides. This controlled environment restricts genuine cultural exchange, as tourists are often shielded from the realities of life in North Korea. The implications of these differences are significant. South Korea's open tourism industry fosters international connections and cultural understanding, while North Korea's restrictive policies isolate its citizens and limit their exposure to the outside world. This disparity not only affects economic opportunities, but also hinders the potential for meaningful cultural interactions, reinforcing the divide between the two Koreas. Understanding these contrasting tourism landscapes is essential for appreciating the broader implications for cultural exchange and international relations in the region. The nutritional differences between South Korea and North Korea are stark and reflect the broader socio-economic conditions in each country. South Korea enjoys low malnutrition rates thanks to a diverse and balanced diet that includes a wide variety of foods. The South Korean diet is rich in vegetables, fruits, grains, and proteins, with staples such as rice, kimchi, and seafood playing a central role. The country's economic prosperity allows for access to a range of food products, including both local and imported goods, contributing to overall public health and well-being. Additionally, South Korea's emphasis on nutrition education and food safety further supports healthy eating habits among its population. In contrast, North Korea faces alarming levels of malnutrition, exacerbated by chronic food shortages and economic mismanagement. The regime's focus on military spending often comes at the expense of agricultural development, leading to insufficient food production and distribution. Many North Koreans rely on government rations, which are often inadequate and lack essential nutrients. As a result, malnutrition is prevalent, particularly among vulnerable populations such as children and the elderly. The implications of these nutritional disparities are profound. Low malnutrition rates in South Korea contribute to a healthier, more productive population, while high malnutrition levels in North Korea lead to stunted growth, weakened immune systems, and increased susceptibility to disease. This public health crisis not only affects individual lives, but also hampers the country's overall development and stability. Understanding these nutritional differences is crucial for grasping the broader implications for health, economic productivity, and social well-being in both nations. The global recognition of artists and athletes from South Korea and North Korea illustrates the contrasting cultural landscapes and international engagement of the two nations. South Korea has emerged as a powerhouse in both sports and the arts, with its athletes achieving remarkable success on the world stage. Notable figures such as Olympic gold medalists and world champions in various sports have garnered international acclaim, contributing to a sense of national pride. Additionally, South Korea's cultural exports, particularly K-pop, have taken the world by storm, with groups like BTS and Blackpink achieving unprecedented global popularity. This success not only enhances South Korea's cultural identity, but also fosters a sense of connection with audiences worldwide, showcasing the country's creativity and innovation. North Korea's international presence is limited, with few athletes or artists gaining recognition outside the country. While the regime promotes state-sponsored performances and events, the lack of genuine artistic freedom and opportunities for international competition restricts the visibility of North Korean talents. As a result, the global community remains largely unaware of the potential skills and creativity that may exist within the country. The implications of these differences on cultural identity are significant. South Korea's vibrant cultural scene and successful athletes contribute to a dynamic national identity that embraces global engagement, while North Korea's isolation stifles the expression of individual talents and creativity. This disparity not only affects how each country is perceived internationally, but also shapes the self-identity of their citizens, highlighting the importance of cultural recognition in fostering a sense of belonging and pride. Understanding these dynamics is essential for appreciating the broader implications for cultural exchange and national identity in both Koreas. Reflecting the differing levels of economic development and government investment in infrastructure, South Korea boasts an advanced and diverse transportation network that includes high-speed trains, extensive subway systems, and well-maintained highways. The Korea Train Express, KTX, connects major cities at remarkable speeds, facilitating efficient travel for both commuters and tourists. Additionally, South Korea's public transportation system is known for its reliability and accessibility, with buses and subways operating frequently and covering vast areas. This comprehensive transportation infrastructure not only enhances mobility for citizens, but also supports economic growth by enabling the efficient movement of goods and services across the country. In contrast, North Korea's transportation infrastructure is outdated and scarce, suffering from years of neglect and underinvestment. The railway system, once a vital means of transport, is in disrepair, and many roads are poorly maintained, limiting accessibility. Public transportation options are limited, and the majority of citizens rely on walking or bicycles for their daily commutes. This lack of efficient transportation hampers mobility and restricts economic opportunities, as it becomes challenging for individuals to access jobs, education, and essential services. The implications of these differences are profound. South Korea's robust transportation system fosters economic dynamism and connectivity, while North Korea's inadequate infrastructure contributes to isolation and stagnation. Understanding these disparities is crucial for grasping the broader implications for quality of life. economic development, and social mobility in both countries, highlighting the essential role that transportation plays in shaping societies. Does a larger population actually make North Korea stronger, or does it just add more pressure to an already struggling nation? If you were leading either country, what would you do to solve this issue? Let us know in the comments. In summarizing the key differences between North Korea and South Korea, militarily, South Korea maintains a robust defense system bolstered by strong alliances, particularly with the United States, while North Korea's military is characterized by its nuclear capabilities and a focus on maintaining a totalitarian regime. Economically, South Korea thrives as one of the world's leading economies, driven by innovation, a diverse industrial base, and a vibrant cultural scene. In contrast, North Korea grapples with economic isolation, widespread poverty, and a centralized economy that stifles growth and development. Politically, South Korea operates as a democratic republic, where citizens enjoy freedoms and rights, while North Korea is ruled by a dictatorship that suppresses dissent and restricts personal liberties. As we reflect on these contrasts, it becomes clear how deeply they influence the identities and futures of their populations. We encourage you to think critically about the impact of these disparities and what they mean for regional stability and global relations. If you found this exploration insightful, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with others who may be interested in understanding the complexities of the Korean Peninsula. Your support helps us create more engaging content that delves into important topics like these, fostering awareness and discussion. Thank you for watching Travel Theory, and we look forward to bringing you more thought-provoking content, so be sure to check out the next video in the top right.